الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن المجيد والفرقان الحميد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب أجيب دعوة الداعي إذا دعان فليستجيبوا لي وليؤمنوا بي لعلهم يرشدون. صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسوله النبي الكريم، ونحن على ذلك لمن الشاهدين والشاكرين، والحمد لله رب العالمين. Respected elders, mothers, brothers and sisters in Islam, Alhamdulillah, Allah Ta'ala has blessed us with a special opportunity in the month of Ramadan. During this month, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has opened up the gates of Jannah. He has sealed shut the gates of Jahannam, and He bestows His special mercies and blessings upon His servants. And it's a special time, it's a special opportunity which Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has granted us. And we all know that when anybody bestows their favor on someone with kindness, with mercy, it is the duty of those who are being blessed to take the opportunity wholeheartedly. We see, subhanAllah, when it's Black Friday sales, when there's a big sale at any store, what happens? The line is going all the way outside of the door into the street. Some people, they'll even stay overnight the night before just to make sure that they can be the first ones inside of the store. For the sake of this dunya and for the sake of the world, when we can save a few bucks, the attitude of insan is that we're willing to sleep overnight on the sidewalk in order to save ourselves a few dollars. Now imagine the opportunity, the sale, so to say, which Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is providing us in this blessed month of Ramadan. Any good that you do, the deeds are automatically multiplied. Any dua that you make, the dua has a higher chance of readily being accepted immediately in the court of Allah wa Ta'ala. Let us also take the opportunity and show our excitement for this sale which Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is giving us in this blessed month of Ramadan. We need to make sure that we take the opportunity of constantly in this blessed month of Ramadan making dua to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. This month should not go by where our fasting is only that nothing should touch our mouth and nothing should touch our tongue. We should also be concerned not only of what is coming inside of our mouth, right? We make sure nothing goes inside of our mouth, but we also need to be concerned what is coming out from our mouth. So that means we must be careful. We're not saying anything bad. We're not using vulgar language. We're not hurting people's feelings with our tongues. Don't just focus on what is coming in your mouth. Focus on what is coming out. Just like, similarly, how we don't want anything to come out which will harm anyone, we also need to make sure that beautiful words are coming out. Du'as are coming out. Tasbih is coming out. We need to make sure that during this month of Ramadan, this opportunity that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has blessed us with, we make the most of this opportunity that Allah has granted us. In the Quran al-Kareem, when Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala speaks about this blessed month of Ramadan, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. The blessed month of Ramadan, the month in which Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala has revealed the Quran al-Kareem, which is a guidance for the people. It is clear proof and guidance. Wal-Furqan, it is the distinguishing factor between right and wrong. And Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala continues the verse speaking about the merits and the virtues of the blessed month of Ramadan. The very next verse, what does Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala say? وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي وَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشُدُونَ. The very next verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking about dua. What is the relationship? That the previous verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about Ramadan. It's a very blessed and special month. And the very next verse, that is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking about the blessings of dua. What is the correlation and the relationship? The Mufassirin mentioned the correlation and relationship is exactly this, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reminding us that when the month of Ramadan, it is such a month where Allah bestows His favors, where Allah showers us in His mercies, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showers us in His blessings. The very next verse Allah speaks of dua. He is reminding us that when this is a month of bestowal, when this is a month of showering of mercies, make sure that you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all of your needs. Your needs of this dunya, your needs of the akhirah, the needs of your family members, the needs of those who are close to you, the needs of this ummah, anything that you can ask for. The month of Ramadan is the ideal time to raise your hands and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There were various cases in the life of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam where the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they asked Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam different questions. For example, they asked Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam regarding the hilal. يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْأَهِلَّةِ. They ask you regarding the hilal, the crescent, the moon. Why all these different phases? Why the moon is always changing? They would ask Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam regarding this. So the verse of the Quran was revealed. يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْأَهِلَّةِ. They ask you regarding the crescent, the moon. They ask you, listen carefully to the wording that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses. They ask you regarding the crescents and the moons. قُلْ هِيَ مَوَاقِيتُ لِلنَّاسِ وَالْحَجِّ. Say to them, O Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you inform them that these different phases of the moon, this is for the sake of calculating the time, the Islamic lunar calendar. يَسْأَلُونَكَ مَاذَا يُنْفِقُونَ. They ask you, O Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, from what should they spend? And again the answer comes, قُلْ. Say to them, O Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الشَّهْرِ الْحَرَامِ قِتَالٍ فِيهِ. They ask you regarding the sacred months. Is there any fighting which is allowed during this time? قُلْ قِتَالٌ فِيهِ كَبِيرٌ. Say to them, O Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, that fighting during the sacred months, this is something which is very, very severe, something that is very, very great. So the point here, we see that when the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they would ask Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam about different things. And the answer that Allah would give, He would say, O Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, say to them the answer is this. They ask you, say to them the answer is this. They ask you regarding this, say to them the answer is this. Various places this has happened in the Quran Kareem. Respected brothers and sisters, when the Sahaba Kiram radiallahu anhum, they asked about dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They asked Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam not about spending, not about the crescents, not about the sacred months. They asked directly about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, أَهُوَ بَعِيدٌ فَنُنَادِيهِ أَمْ هُوَ قَرِيبٌ فَنُنَاجِيهِ. Is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala so far away so that when we call Him, we must raise our voice? We must raise our voices loud so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can hear us. أَمْ هُوَ قَرِيبٌ فَنُنَاجِيهِ. Or is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala close to us so that when we call Him, we can whisper to Allah Ta'ala. Now remember, when all of those previous questions were asked, they ask you, right? Third person, they ask you, say to them, O Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When they asked about dua, look at the wording that Allah used. وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. Not when they ask you, when my servants ask you, O Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When my servants ask you. He did not say when they ask you. No. When you're asking about Allah, when you're asking about dua, look at the affection that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala automatically shows. They're asking for me. They're asking about dua to me. My servants when they ask. My servants when they ask. Then look what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says. He does not say, then, O Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, tell them, give them the answer like how I came in all the previous surahs and all the previous verses. No. When it comes to dua, when it comes to speaking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and asking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala Himself, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. Then indeed I am very, very close to them. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, you do not give them the reply to this answer. I am going to give the answer and the reply directly to my servants. In all the other verses, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was the medium. Say to them, O Nabi. Say to them, give the answer, O Nabi sallallahu alayhi. When it came to dua, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, directly I will answer my servants. When my servants ask you, O Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, about me, فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. Indeed, I am very, very close. أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ. I answer the call of whoever calls me, whenever they call. فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي. They should respond to me. وَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي. They should believe in me. لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشُدُونَ. So that they can be rightly guided. Respected brothers and sisters, where will you find such a loving master, such a loving creator, that when you do not ask Him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala becomes upset with us. When you do not ask Him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala becomes upset with us. He wants us to ask Him. He wants us to raise our hands. Whatever we ask, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant us. You know, many people in this world, they're very generous people. They love to give when people will ask them. But at the same time, they will not give an open invitation. Everyone, please come and ask me so that I can give you. No, that's not the case. Seldomly, if somebody comes and asks, they will maybe give from their side. But it's not an open invitation to all. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, respected brothers and sisters, He has given us an open invitation. Ask of me. Ask of me and I will give you. And respected brothers and sisters, الدعاء مخ العبادة. Look at the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Dua, this is the essence of worship. When you're making dua, what are you actually doing? You're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for your benefit. You're asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for your own favor. What happens when you make dua? Oh Allah, give me goodness in this dunya. What is the goodness for? The goodness is for you. Oh Allah, grant my family goodness. Who's the goodness for? It's for your family, for your close ones. When you make dua, you are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for your own benefit and for the benefit of your loved ones. And despite this fact, even though dua is for yourself, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala counts your dua as an ibadah. You get rewards for it. You get good deeds, you get hasanat, which are multiplied in the month of Ramadan. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves it when you beg of Him. He becomes closer to you. Despite dua being for yourself, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala still rewards you. And He loves when you raise your hands and you make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some of the hikmah and the wisdoms why a person's dua is not answered immediately. He makes dua, the dua is not answered immediately. Again, the person makes dua continuously, maybe sometimes for years. The person is making dua. The hikmah behind this, respected brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He loves the communication. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves when a servant of his raised his hands or her hands, and in complete submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, testifying to their weakness, they raised their hands and they asked of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a connection by which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala draws His servants near to Himself. This is a rope which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pulls His servants close to Him by the means of this dua. You know, many times we say, my dua was accepted. Or you made that dua. Was your dua accepted? The acceptance of dua does not mean that whatever you asked for, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants it to you right away in this dunya. The acceptance of dua, as we learn from the hadith of the Prophet alayhi salam, لا يخطئه إلا من إحدى ثلاث أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم, that the dua of a believer, when they make a dua, this dua will not fall short of three categories, of three ending circumstances, three outcomes of a person's dua. And all three of them, in essence, respected brothers and sisters, they are the acceptance of a person's du'as. Number one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will grant that person whatever they are asking for, right away Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give it to them. Ya Allah, I'm looking for this job. I put my application. Oh Allah, please let me get this job. Next thing you know, the next day he gets a call. Congratulations, you've been accepted. That's the first scenario. But what happens, let's say that company never calls him. They call him and say, look, we're sorry, but you didn't get the job. What does that mean? That his dua was not accepted? Does that mean that his dua, his raising of his hands, his begging of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it all went down the drain and was in vain? No. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says that number one, the dua will be answered in this dunya, just as he asked. Number two, that dua, يُدَّخَرُ لَهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ, that dua, it will be treasured and it will be saved for him in the akhirah, in the next world. The benefits of that dua will be shown to him in the form of rewards inside of Jannah, inside of Jannah. He'll get the rewards for his dua in Jannah. And respected listeners, in this world, when you get your paycheck, how many people, they just get their paycheck in cash and they spend it all right away? You like to take your money, you put it in the bank, you save it for the time that you need it. And then when a person gets older, all that money that they saved up, they want to use it on vacation. They want to use it when they're retired. They can go different places. They don't want to blow it all right away in that month on fast food and eating outside. They want to save it for something that's more worthwhile. Similarly with our du'as. In the akhirah, when people will see the rewards of their du'as, when the people will see, I got this reward, I'm enjoying this benefit in Jannah because of my du'a, they will wish at that moment, if only all those other du'as I made, if only they were also not accepted, and I can see the benefits of them now in Jannah. The third way that a person's du'a is accepted is that any calamity that might be coming to a person, the benefit of that dua is that it will repel, it will push away those calamities which are coming towards a person. Respected brothers and sisters, this month of Ramadan, this is the month to raise our hands for dua. Seek the special moments. Allah has granted us special moments where du'as are readily accepted. In the story of Yusuf alayhi salam, we all know Surah Yusuf, the brothers of Yusuf alayhi salam, they conspired against him and they plotted against him. They did really bad things to Yusuf alayhi salam. And eventually they go to their father Yaqub alayhi salam once they were exposed and all of their evil doings came to light. They said, قَالُوا يَا أَبَانَا اسْتَغْفِرْ لَنَا ذُنُوبَنَا إِنَّا كُنَّا خَاطِئِينَ. Oh, our Father, please seek forgiveness for us. Please seek forgiveness for us. Indeed, we've done wrong. We know that we have made a mistake. Please seek forgiveness on our behalf. What did Yaqub alayhi salam say? قَالَ سَوْفَ أَسْتَغْفِرُ لَكُمْ رَبِّي. Soon, I will seek forgiveness on your behalf. Now we know, any pious person, especially a Nabi, when it comes to doing something good, they will hasten. They want to do good immediately. Any opportunity that they get, right away they want to do it. Why did Yaqub alayhi salam, when they asked him to seek forgiveness on their behalf, he didn't do it right away. He said, wait a moment. When the time is right, I will seek forgiveness. Soon I will do it for you. Why did he wait? The Mufassirin mentioned, Yaqub alayhi salam, he was anticipating the special moments where the du'as are accepted. He was waiting for the time of tahajjud. Respected brothers and sisters, in this month of Ramadan, we have so many opportunities and times which we can make dua. In the fitrihi, لَدَعْوَةٌ لَا تُرَدْ, at the time of iftar, that is a moment where the fasting person, he has a specially accepted dua which will not go in vain. How many of us at the time of iftar, we're hustling and bustling, quickly get this, quickly get that. Our plate, we want to make a nice mountain of food. The watermelon has to be here, exactly 3 dates, it must look very, very nice. Next thing you know, what time is iftar? Oh, 8:23. You look at the, oh, it's already 8:25, subhanAllah. Bismillah, Allahumma aftartu. Eat your date and that's the end of your fast. No, get yourself ready 10-15 minutes beforehand. Raise your hands, make dua. That's a special moment between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The pinnacle of the day, you have fasted for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your mouth is dry. Your hunger is at its peak. Your thirst is at its peak. At that moment, you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imagine, those du'as will go straight from your mouth, straight to the arsh of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Utilize that time. Suhoor time. The calendar, it tells you stop eating 10 minutes before the entry of Fajr. What usually happens with us? Again, hustling and bustling. Immediately, we wake up late, running, make wudu quickly. Oh my God, 2 minutes are left. Look, drink the water down. Oh my God, I see some dates there. Quickly, grab 2 dates. 2-3 dates go in at the same time. 3 pits are being spat out at the same time. Watermelon, strawberry, everything goes in at the same time. It's like a soup. Date, watermelon, strawberry, and some leftovers from last night's iftar, all of it in one bite. All of it goes down at the same time. This shouldn't be the case for suhoor. Take your time, wake up early, eat on time, finish on time, utilize that time for dua. This is a time where readily our du'as will be accepted in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we should also remember that our du'as should not only be for ourselves. Our du'as should not only be for our worldly needs. Our du'as, we should expand our du'as for as far as we can think. Dua for your dunya, dua for your akhirah, dua for yourself, dua for your family members, dua for your friends, anyone that you can think of. Random thoughts come to your mind, random people come to your mind. The month of Ramadan, this is the time to make du'as like that. Where you completely, as much as you can think, as far as you can go, think of all the du'as that you can make. SubhanAllah, some people even have a dua book that during the day they're thinking, oh, I thought of this person, let me write their name down, I'm going to make dua for them. Oh, I thought of something really nice that I should make dua for. Write that down in your book at the time of suhoor. And tahajjud time, you look at that booklet, I remember this person, I remember this need of mine, I remember this beautiful thing that I should ask for. The month of Ramadan, like I said, respected brothers and sisters, Black Friday sales, the line is going all the way out into the street. People are sleeping on the sidewalk just so that they can get those sales. When a new movie comes out, the people are sleeping on the sidewalk so that they can be the first in line to see that new movie. Allahu Akbar. I read an article on the news. The person came out from the theater and he was talking about the ending of this movie. One person was walking inside. He said, you're talking too loud. You told me the ending of the movie. You spoiled the whole movie for me. He beat that guy up right in front of the movie theater. That's their show. They'll sleep on the sidewalk for the sake of getting the first entry to watch this movie. Shouldn't we also have this show? We go to sleep at night. I want to wake up early for suhoor. It's a time where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised the du'as will be accepted. I'm going to get ready early for iftar because it's a special time between me and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala where I can raise my hands. And brothers and sisters, I will end off with this. The whole spirit of dua is what? showing your weakness in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and showing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's greatness. He is not in need of us. He has the power to grant us whatever we need. We do not have the power to get anything for ourselves. We are completely dependent on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we look at the du'as of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the du'as of the Anbiya alayhi salam, all of them, their du'as show this. رَبَّنَا ظَلَمْنَا أَنفُسَنَا. Oh Allah, we have wronged ourselves. We have oppressed ourselves. We have done wrong. 11 months of the year have passed, and we have not worshipped you. We have not shown concern towards you, O Allah. وَإِن لَمْ تَغْفِرْ لَنَا وَتَرْحَمْنَا لَنَكُونَنَّ مِنَ الْخَاسِرِينَ. Oh Allah, if you don't forgive us, if you don't show mercy on us, then definitely we will be from the losers. Like this, all the du'as that you look at the Prophets ﷺ, they would all show their weakness and show the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is how we need to build the spirit of Ramadan through our du'as. Speak to Allah, say the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and make manifest your weakness. Oh Allah, you're the greatest, you're the strongest, I'm the weakest, I can't do anything. Oh Allah, I have done wrong, you still accept my du'as. Oh Allah, I have sinned and I have disobeyed you, but oh Allah, you have still granted me from your favors. Like this, dua is a conversation between ourselves and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whether the dua gets accepted or not, respected brothers and sisters, like I said, that's a whole separate issue. But the basic thing of dua is that once a person finishes and completes their dua, you should feel a closeness between yourself and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And wallahi, brothers and sisters, if you feel that closeness between yourself and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you feel that you are low, and you feel that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is high, and He is the one who is the strongest, that dua of yours has been accepted immediately. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us all tawfiq. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. The adhan has already been called.